December's Children and Everybody's. This is the 5th Rolling Stones North American release. Apparently this was not released in the UK. This was a, basically, everyone, and so, I can agree with that this album is basically like a compilation, because most of these tracks were loosely on a lot of the earlier recordings, and actually dates back to some of the stuff from the debut album, because let's see, You Better Move On was actually from the debut EP from the UK, which came out same year as us in '64, which I think came before our debut release, in April of '64. So yeah, I definitely feel the compilation thing going on here on this album. Apparently this was the last album to actually feature basically covers of different artists and stuff, and definitely seeing a lot more of the Jagger Richards on this album a little bit. So anyways, the title, December's Children and Everybody's, according to the back of the album, they talk about January and everybody, based on a little thing called Lou Folk Rock Adler. I guess that was sort of his nickname. And of course, everybody, if you're not a fan of, the Mamas and Papas, the Grassroots, they made those people, big, and Lou Adler was such a big producer, folk producer, if you will, wrote songs, and really big guy for sure. He was on the ABC or the ABC Dunhill label, during that period there. So yeah. That's how they got the name. This went to number 4 and it went gold, so did really well for itself. It was released on December the 4th of '65. So we got a little bit. It's mixed up here. Definitely for sure. You got two of the live songs from the EP, which dates back to. During that performance there was between the 5th and 6th of early in that year. We got 2 of them ending each side with Route 66, which was from their debut. And then I'm Moving On, which is the Hank Snow. I think he's like a country, he's kind of a, twangy player there, or songwriter, if you will. Yeah, so it's kind of like I don't know. With the Beatles at this time, really, I think it was a couple days or maybe even a day. This came out a day after really Rubber Soul. So to think about it, it's like what, it's almost. I kind of wish that the Rolling Stones I wish they would have. After maybe the first couple of albums, the first 3 albums, they would have maybe made a little bit of an impact and at least made an album where it's like, okay, everything is going to be just Jagger Richards and that's that, But it wasn't until the next album, Aftermath, really, when they kind of basically had all their songs be composed by them, the Jagger Richards, But unfortunately, we got what we got, And, yeah, so basically a lot of the newer stuff like I'm Free to Do What I Want, Get Off My Cloud, and I think, what's the other one? Gotta Get Away, or no, not Gotta Get Away. As Tears Go By, these songs were recorded a little bit later in the fall of '65 in RCA Studio, except for As Tears Go By, that was on the that was in London. So we got everybody here. Mick Jagger plays tambourine on track 10. Keith Richards on acoustic on track 5 and 9. And then Brian Jones is literally all over the place with all the instruments and stuff, including electric guitar on I mean, majority of a lot of the tracks here. Acoustic on track 3, slide guitar on the last. He does the little bit sliding bit on Moving On. He plays perfect harmonica on Look What We've Done, the Muddy Waters track, and there's an amazing solo, harmonica solo on Moving On. You know, and you can hear a little bit of organ on Free, and he does electric piano on Get Off My Cloud. I don't know if you can hear it. I mean, I couldn't really hear it. I mean, for all those years I've listened to Get Off My Cloud, I can hear a little bit, but I don't know. Not so much, so, you know, just going to take a sip of water and then we'll go and get started. Gotta have my H2O before I start, right? Alrighty. So this is definitely a compilation feel, you know, of just stuff from like early in the year and to some of the current stuff. And most of the earlier tracks, I think You Better Move On was recorded in August of '63 in Decca. And then there was some other stuff that was recorded in the summer of '64 in Chess in Chicago. So yeah, definitely a lot of mix of stuff on where they recorded things, but whatever. Alrighty, so the first track is the Sonny Bono track. This was actually from their Out of Our Heads, the UK Out of Our Heads, and apparently this is the same cover. If anybody knows, this is the same exact cover of the UK Out of Our Heads, and this was photographed by Jared Mancoots. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but anyways. So we got She Said Yeah. I definitely love that, like that really slingy guitar there. That was by Brian Jones. Like I said, very chugging as well. It's very, very moving, energy all over. Like I said, very nice, really cool, bluesy, the rocking in your face like that. Really cool, electric, done by Brian. And it's so cool with the backing vocals as well. You know, you got Keith and Brian, and I'm pretty sure Bill as well. Definitely very, very. Sorry about that. So yeah, really, really nice opening track. And then we get track 2, Talking About You. This is the Chuck Berry song. Cool, bluesy, electric intro, and that really, really nice echo, reverby. Drumming by Charlie. It's a very medium tempo, raunchy electric soloing by Brian during the break there. He does a really nice, clean, or no, I don't know if I would say clean, but bluesy electric. Yeah, it's a good song. This is also from the Out of Our Heads UK album as well. And it's cool. I like it, you know, nice, cool style to it, I guess. Then we get the third track, You Better Move On. This reminds me a little bit of Under the Boardwalk a little bit, and it sounds a little bit like a Sam Cooke song. This was done by Arthur Alexander. Apparently he was like a country pop writer, if you will. He was African American. He died in 1993, I think at the age of 51. He wrote Anna Go to Him, which was the Beatles. They did that song off of their debut album. This was from the first Rolling Stones, but in the UK, the EP. This was a big hit for Mr. Alexander. Went to number 24 in the March of 1962 and was recorded in December of 61. Really nice. Wrote on here, really, really nice ease, acoustic intro by Brian. Yeah, it's a nice, just nice slow back, pop tune. Then we get the next track, Look What You've Done. This is completely Muddy Waters right out of the gate. Delta Blues. Brian does the harmonica solo. It kind of, flourishes along or whatever. Clean intro, clean guitar electrics as well by Brian. Yeah, this is a nice classic, Muddy Waters style song, nothing to say about it, but it's good. Then we get the fifth song, the singer, not the song. This is Jagger Richards. This was actually the B-side of Get Off My Cloud in the UK. So, so what did I write on here? So it's basically a folky song. Has pleasant acoustic. And I think Keith Richards, he does a nice acoustic solo during the bridge, I believe, and it's very nice. It just plods along. It's nothing special. It's just basically just a basic, folk song. And then ending side one, we get Route 66. Of course, this is from their debut, but of course, this is the live version from the Got Live. Yeah, it's full of style, man. I mean, exactly how they did it, but it's just more energy, and it's a little bit more rougher, cool, really cool, hard, heavy electric by Brian. Everyone here is firing at all cylinders, and I think it's a pretty good track on the Got Live EP. Then we get side two, which is, of course, the answer, or at least the response to the Satisfaction, Get Off My Cloud. Who doesn't like this song? This is great. Jagger Richards. This was recorded in RCA in Los Angeles I think it was recorded in September the 6th of 65. And it was released as a single in October, just a month after, and of course it went number one, their second number one hit. It's nice. I definitely like that tongue-in-cheek the tongue-in-cheek thing of Jagger, whatever, saying, "All right, if you want another Satisfaction, here it is." This is basically just that counterculture, the teenage realm of that time. That basically that they want to do what they want to do, and it's like, hey man, just don't hang around because two's a crowd. It's like, just stay away from me. That whole alienation feel. About the '60s. Really love the. It's got a cool drumming intro, which is kind of interesting, which makes the song even more special, I think. Really cool, really catchy. I live on the 9 to 5. It's really, it's got the tongue-in-cheek lyrics, and hey, you, really just makes it just as amazing as it is, It was their second number one, so definitely a great song. Who doesn't like Get Off My Cloud? Then we get the second track off of side two, I'm Free to Do What I Want Any Old Time. I think I first heard this song off of a commercial, I don't know. It was for like Applebee's or something like that, way back in the day. This is the Jagger Richards once again. This was the B-side in the United States, North America. This is the B-side of Get Off My Cloud. Once again, I think this was recorded in RCA during that time when they were recording Get Off My Cloud. And it also has organ done by Brian Jones. Can't you believe that? And and by the way, Ian Stewart does play piano on Get Off My Cloud. I don't know if you can really hear it, but anyways, it's nice. It's a nice folky, nice slow folk, if you will. It's nothing interesting. Really nothing that really like whoa, but it is what it is, and I think it's pretty good, So yeah, track 8. And once again, Brian, he does play electric on here. So yeah, okay. And we get the really the ninth track, As Tears Go By. Oh my God, such a beautiful song. Absolutely beautiful. I love this song. This was actually also accompanied for Andrew Loog Oldham. He was actually part of the writing process for this song. but it is Jagger Richards. Gotta Get Away was the B-side. Was recorded on October the 26th of 65. And of course this was originally done for Marian Faithfull in the summer of 64. Went to number 9 in the UK. This was recorded in London, IBC Studios, and it went to number 6. So yeah, did really, really good, of course, Really love that beautiful, just nice, beautiful Baroque style by, by Keith Richards. There's nobody else, here but Mick and Keith and whatever. Of course, it's a nice, gorgeous song, and really shows and shines to what they're going to be kind of doing next, taking the Baroque thing a little bit further on, but definitely a great song. I love this song, man. Beautiful song. And the strings were arranged by, I'm trying to remember what his name is, Mike Leander. Apparently he was a arranger on the Decca Studios, arranged pretty much with every artist. Marian Faithfull. He also rearranged the strings for "She's Leaving Home" by the Beatles off of the Sgt. Pepper. Great song, I think. Definitely for sure the Paul song. And then he also worked a little bit later. He worked with Gary Glitter in 1972, I believe. So yeah. Anyways, great song. Of course, who doesn't like this song, right? All right, so we get Gotta Get Away. This is, once again, Jagger Richards. This is the Out of Our Heads, UK. Wrote on here, moderate pop, folky tune. And I do like the acoustics going on, I think, or acoustics played by Brian, I believe. And yeah, it's... and I like the gotta get away, So it has its cool moments, but nothing special, once again. Then we get the 11th track, Gotta Get Away, or no, excuse me, Blue Turns to Gray, Jagger Richards. Again, nothing special. It's kind of hit or miss. It's not one of my favorites, so it's nice and pleasant, and once again, trying to be a little bit more upfront with the Baroque, if you will, and whatever. I'm not a big fan of the song. So then we get the last track, I'm Moving On. This is Hank Snow. This is from the Got Live EP. This is really great. I was not expecting this to be really, but yeah, cool sliding by Brian. Once again, these guys are really just heavy here. Really amazing harmonicas. I can't believe how well Brian Jones was as a harmonica player, and I love that solo that he kind of does. It's really interesting. And yeah, it goes along, and then it kind of ends and leads into I'm All Right, which of course was from the previous album, Out of Our Heads. And here's an interesting fact. The big hit that Aerosmith had in the late 80s, Ragdoll. They do the whole they do the whole bit of the moving on, I'm moving on. Apparently they took that, and of course they were inspired by the Rolling Stones doing the whole I'm moving on background, the backing vocals, with Keith and Brian. And I'm pretty sure they were inspired, so that's just a little bit of history there, a little bit of a fact. But anyways, that is it for my review of December's Children and everybody's. My next review is, of course, their album, which features all their, which of course is all compositions done by Jagger Richards. This is kind of I think this album's kind of okay. I felt like Out of Our Heads was a little bit better, but and Aftermath is definitely a masterpiece, I think, definitely for sure. And that's it, folks. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.